Good morning. It's 9:30 a.m. on Monday the 19th of November, and I've just left the beautiful place of St Agnes, and I'm heading today to Poltreath. This wasn't my original plan. I was hoping to have walked all the way through to St Ives, but having looked at it in more detail and with a little bit of advice from my friend Simon yesterday, he said it's an awful long way to try and do that. We're talking about more than 20 miles, and having thought about it, he was absolutely right. And the main reason is the logistics are very difficult, and I need to leave quite a lot of time for catching maybe one or even two buses if I was to go all the way to St Ives. So I revised the plan, and I'm just going to head now for Poltreath, which is about 8 to 10 miles from here. That'll do me for the day. Then I've got all day to get a bus back here. I think there's a bus more or less every hour, which isn't too bad. Then I'll come back to St Agnes, and then I'm going to move my van on to Poltreath, and then tomorrow do Poltreath to St Ives. And there's two reasons for that. Apart from making it an easier journey, the weather forecast has again changed, where they were predicting 4 or 5 days of rain. Well, that's altered to 2 days of rain. So the nearer I'm getting to St Ives, the more chance I'm going to get of finding time to find a campsite. My friend Pete Penfold's been looking for me on the internet, and we found one that's supposedly 365 days a year in St Ives. Well, that might give me some chance this afternoon to go and have a look. And then come back here and stay in St Ives overnight, and come back here in the morning, because I would think that the internet signal in St Ives is going to be far better than it would be here on a north-facing coast behind big hills. But I've just tried in the van now here, and there's just no internet signal at all. And so that would be rather wasting my time. I like to be in touch with people. I might do some editing tonight, and I need to broadcast it, so it's no good being in a place where there's no internet signal. Steve Johnson, my friend who I stayed with in Crackington Haven, he's working in St Ives tomorrow, and I spoke with him on the phone probably about an hour ago as I was leaving Newquay, which I've left now completely. I won't be going back there. He's working tomorrow in St Ives, and he's kindly offered me a lift back to Poltreath tomorrow afternoon to bring the van back. To bring me here after the walk. So we'll just see how that pans out. And the only thing that can let us down is if we can't get an internet signal. But we've agreed to talk to each other on Facebook, which should solve the problem. It's an absolutely glorious morning here. But it's cold, hence I've got two hats on made by my friend Rosemary, and I've got my neck warmer. It is cold, there's no doubt about that. Excuse me, sorry. And during the night there was not a cloud in the sky. It was a completely open sky with thousands and thousands of stars clearly glinting away, but the temperature dropped, I would say, to freezing point. I even felt it a little bit in my sleeping bag, and when I got up this morning it was a bit of a shock to my system. I had to get the kettle on very quickly, get a cup of tea down me, and I found a new way of heating the van fairly quickly, and that's to start the engine, put the fan heater full on, and just let it tick over, and after 10 minutes you get this nice warm air blowing through the partition between the cab and the back of the van if you open the sliding glass window, and it eventually does warm you up. But it's that first 10 minutes or quarter of an hour of feeling quite cold, by which time I think I drank 2 cups of tea. I went and had a big breakfast again this morning, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and I was hoping to have done a bit of shopping at Asda, but for some reason they didn't open this morning, which is very, very unusual. I don't know what's happened there. But an Asda is only 100 metres from where I've been parked. So as I say, it's just going to be a leisurely day. There is just a little bit of a breeze, not too much, certainly where I am now, which is fairly sheltered. But and there's no strength in the sun whatsoever. and so it's a little bit nippy, and I'm wrapped up with, you know, hat, gloves and scarf, the lot, and I haven't really got a great deal to do today. This should take me 2 or 3 hours at the most. I should be back on my way here by around about midday, and then that gives me the rest of the day to edit or to have a look around St Ives or whatever I choose to do. So here we go. It's 10:30 now, and I've walked about probably 5-6 miles already, and looking down the coastline I can see for a long way here, and it might be wishful thinking, but I think I can see Land's End, where the head goes round from St Just in the very far distance. You wouldn't be able to see it on the camera because it is quite a distance away and it sort of blends into the clouds, but that's encouraging to be able to see where I'm actually walking to. This walk this morning is by far the easiest that I've experienced on the North Cornwall South-West Coastal Path walk. It's fairly, when I say flat, it's a regular kind of track. Fortunately the wind is behind me because it's quite a biting wind this morning. There's not much to see in terms of scenery because I'm on the tops of the cliffs, and there's no kind of inlets, so you don't get a chance to see the rock formations. The tide is in at the moment. I can see a beach ahead of me about maybe half a mile, but the tide's in, so I'm going to be walking along the tops all the time until I reach my destination. And so, you know, I'm quite happy. It's an easy walk. I'm not pushing myself today. I'm going to save some energy for tomorrow where I might need it. Just taking it nice and steady, nice and easy, and I should only be another maybe 2 to 3 hours and it'll be job done. Then I'm going to move the van and get myself settled down again. I need to do some shopping, which I didn't get done last night because I was editing, but I managed to get day 221 on the out for you, so I hope you enjoy that. And it's more likely that this is going to be a short day, short video, and then I'll tack it on to tomorrow's. That'll save me some time, and it'll give me, I need to really tidy up the camper van. It's got a bit of a mess, and I'm looking forward to getting onto a campsite where I can get things reorganised and tidy, and have a good sweep out and make the place look a bit more respectable. So there's a lovely little rest, so I'll carry on. Well, I'm about midway now between St Agnes and Poltreath, and I've met Rachel with this lovely little dog here who's very curious, but she's a bit worried about other dogs apparently, but she's very lovely. She's a 3-year-old and she's a lovely character. So she likes to walk every day then, and you take her out for a long walk, I guess.
And look at the view that she's got here.
Yeah, absolutely, it's amazing, isn't it?
Not bad.
It's been lovely meeting you, Rachel.
Good luck with the rest of your adventures.
Thank you very much.
Bye now.
Nice to meet you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I'm just walking down into Chapel Porth and I bumped into these 3 walkers. In actual fact, the first ones I've seen today. I saw plenty yesterday being a Sunday, but not so many on a Monday. So your name is?
Michelle.
Michelle.
Sharon.
Sharon.
And I'm Terry.
And Terry. And Terry, you was telling me that you're from Scunthorpe.
Yes, I'm afraid I am, yeah.
Is that all of you from Scunthorpe? Or?
No.
Right.
No.
Okay. And so where are you from?
I was born in Washington, County Durham.
Right. Okay. And
I'm not really sure where I'm from, but I was born in Aldershot, if that's...
Aldershot?
Yeah.
Oh, right. So your dad was in the army,
He
I
was
guess.
indeed, yeah.
Oh, so well, that all figures. And so where are you going today?
We're doing a loop and we're heading back round to St Agnes today.
Right. Have you been there before?
No, I don't think so.
No,
Well, I
it's-
haven't, but you were thinking you had.
Some of the coastal walks seem to merge
Yeah,
into one,
yeah.
so we've done
Yes.
quite a lot of Cornwall before. But yeah, it's a nice day today for any sort of walk around here. So.
Well, this is the first time the sun's really poked out, but I mean, it should warm things up a bit because this
Yeah.
wind's a bit chilly.
Wind is
It is.
cold, yeah.
There's a really good pub in St Agnes.
At the railway.
This is
It's yeah, they do their own ale and everything. It's in the top 10 pubs in the
really?
country, apparently.
This is the information we need.
I met a man yesterday from Sheffield who knows it well, and he said that Queen once played there before they became famous. But they have
really?
quiz nights, and they have a wonderful menu, and it's one of the most quaint places, a typical Cornish pub, and it's something to really look forward to. It's got a really strange name, and I'm sorry,
I was just about to.
there's only one pub. As you go down the hill into it, you'll see it.
Oh right, okay.
And it is a fabulous place, I've got to say. It opens at 11 o'clock, so it's open all day. And I had a pint there yesterday, and it was great. I met this guy from Sheffield who actually gave me a lift back from there, St Agnes, back to Holywell, where I'd walked from, which was very kind of it. It saved me catching 2 buses and messing around, you know. But no, have a nice walk.
Thank you
and
very much.
I'm quite sure you'll be impressed with the pub, and they make all their own ale and everything, and it's not one of these ridiculously expensive places, and it's well worth a visit.
So I'll be trying a pint later on when I get around there.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And it's a beautiful little place. You know, there's been industry there at some point, which all been sort of taken down now.
Yeah.
But it is a really quaint, beautiful little place.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I don't think you've ever been to maybe Robin Hood's Bay. Well, it's a very similar ilk, but much bigger. You know, and there's more people there. But it's lovely. I can recommend it.
Yeah, we'll check it out.
Okay.
Good to
luck,
meet you.
Helen.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
good
you very
luck.
much, and check me out on Facebook and send us a message, and,
Will do.
and have a look at one or two of the episodes.
Happy walking then.
Yeah.
And this one will be on day 2, 3 for future reference.
Wow, 2, 2,
Great.
3.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, enjoy
Okay.
it.
Yeah,
Enjoy
good luck.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye now.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.